Hi guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial we're going to look at ways to motivate your staff. Okay, so first of all, what is motivation? Well, motivation is the will to want to work, okay? Okay, so I wrote up here, motivation, the will to want to work. So it's getting people to work towards like achieving like the objective or the goals of the business, and it's getting them to work like productively and to be willing to work like hard. And there's two ways you can motivate staff. You can motivate staff financially or non-financially. So financially is by giving them like a extra pay, so pay increase. Another way to financially reward them is like maybe to give them some perks. So it might be to give them a company car or something like that. Another way to reward them financially is like a bonus. Okay, and then we're going to look at ways, so non-financial. So non-financial ways would be like things like praise, just saying like to them, well done. That may motivate them. A second way might be by giving them responsibility. So you might ask them to do like jobs that are more responsible. And the last one might be by listening to their ideas. So listening to staff. Okay, so just by listening to the staff and listening to their ideas about what they have to say, that can actually motivate them if they think that you are like listening to them and actually you're like considering like what they have to say. Okay, so it's really important for good managers to be able to motivate their employees, because they work harder and they're happy workers, then they're going to be more productive. And that might lead to then you be making more sales. If they're happy, then they might be more inclined to create like a better atmosphere within the workplace. It might lead to them making more sales, because they're friendlier to staff. It might lead to staff being more loyal, so then you won't have to recruit as much staff because the staff turnover will be lower. So there's many good reasons, and there's a lot of reasons why you want to have good industrial relations, why you want to have like a well-motivated staff. Okay, and we're going to look at two different theorists who believe in two different theories about like motivation. Okay, so the two theories. The first one we're going to look at is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Of needs theory. And the second theory we're going to look at is the McGregor Theory. So McGregor's theory X and Y. So McGregor's theory X and McGregor's theory Y. We're going to look at those two theories and see how they are different from each other. Okay, so Maslow's theory, his name was Abraham Maslow. That was the guy who came up with it, and he came up with it between 1908 to 1970. And basically what he did is he produced a theory on human motivation, and what his main beliefs was that everything we do is to satisfy a need. Okay, so it's to satisfy a need. So everything that we do is basically just to satisfy a need. The second thing that he believed was that there was like 5 main categories that you could group these needs into. Categories. And these categories can be placed in an order of importance. So you can place them in order of importance. And basically, the higher you go equals the more important. And what he believed is once you complete say the lower need is satisfied, well then you're no longer motivated by that. So the only way you can motivate that employee is by moving on to the next level of need. Okay, so once the lower need is like satisfied, so we'll say lower equals satisfied. Then then it no longer motivates us. So the only way to motivate them is to move them up to the next level. Way to motivate is by the next level of need. Okay, so the next level of need. Okay, as you can see, I've made out his hierarchy, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, so the first one is this is the bottom one. Okay, this is the psychological needs. Okay, so he believes that like the things that you must care about, like first that people care about is like food, shelter, and warmth. So how managers can satisfy this need is by giving them good wages, giving them overtime, giving them good food, and having a nice warm place for them to work. Once this is satisfied, well then staff will no longer be motivated by any of these needs because they've got them all completed. So what they will need to do then is they'll move on to the next one. So this will be like their security needs, and this is feeling secure and safe at work and feeling secure about like the future, and how the managers or the employers can make them can motivate them is by giving them like job security, so a permanent position, giving them good pension, and give them like health and safety systems within the workplace. Once that's satisfied, then they'll no longer be motivated by these two needs. They'll move on to the third hierarchy level. So this will be like social needs. So this will be like friendship and being part of a community. And the way that employers can motivate staff is by giving them, creating lots of teamwork, having like a nice atmosphere for them to work, and having lots of like social activities for the staff to do. Once they've completed this and they're motivated by the social needs, they'll no longer be motivated, and they'll look to move on to the next level of hierarchy, which would be the fourth level, and this is the esteem needs. And this is like the status, respect, and recognition for all the work that they do. Ways they can do this is by giving the employees job titles, giving maybe promotions, company cars, lots and lots of praise, awards, and so on. Once they've reached all of these and they feel that they've reached the fourth one and they feel like their esteem needs are met, then they'll no longer be motivated by this and they'll look on to the next one, which would be self-actualization needs. And this is like giving them when staff basically like achieve personal goals and be able to realise their own potential. And this can be done by employers giving them interesting and challenging work, and maybe giving them like different career developments that they can go on to maybe develop themselves in their own career, like their professional development. The next theory we're going to look at is McGregor Theory X and McGregor Theory Y. So Douglas McGregor, he studied what managers believed about the workers, and he believed that there was two types of groups that you could have. So you could believe that there was Theory X managers, and then what they believed, and then there was Theory Y managers, what they believed. And this is what his results were. So we're going to start off with McGregor Theory X and what he thinks managers believed about workers. So he thinks that the managers believed that the workers disliked work. So dislike work. Theory X managers believed that they avoid responsibility. So avoid responsibility. And lack ambition. The third point is that Theory X managers believed that most workers dislike change and resisted it. So resist change. So, because Theory X managers believe the following three things, that workers dislike work, they avoid responsibility, lack ambition, and dislike change and resistant to it. Therefore, as a result, the way to motivate staff, Theory X believes, is to supervise the workers. Supervise workers. The other thing is to offer incentives to the workers, e.g. bonuses, a bonus. And the third thing that they believed because of this was to threaten workers. So to threaten workers in order to make them get the work done. So to threaten them with like unpleasant duties, so then they would be happy to do the job that you're asking them to do. The next thing we're going to look at is the McGregor Theory Y. And Theory Y managers believe the following. They believe that if workers will like and enjoy, so enjoy work, if the work is interesting. So Theory Y believes that the workers will enjoy the work as long as they find it interesting. The second point about Theory Y, managers believe that the employees are committed. And ambitious. And will work to their best ability. And the third point about Theory Y managers and what they believe that most like change within the business, most like change. And can be motivated with consultation. So if you talk to them and discuss with them, then they'll be motivated employees. So as a result of this, Theory Y managers believe that to motivate employees, the business or them themselves must make work interesting. Must make work interesting. The second thing that they now believe, because this is to basically try to satisfy the higher needs. So their higher needs of the workers. And the third thing that they believe they should now do is to discuss with the workers. So to consult with staff about maybe changes or improvements or whatever it might be, just to basically discuss with the employees and how the work should be done. So one thing to note, if you're going with Theory X and what Theory X managers believe, then the most probably the most suited style and the style of management that you get from Theory X managers would be very autocratic, because they would be the ones that would be looking to supervise and basically to threaten the workers and shout at the workers and basically just tell them what to do. Whereas the Theory Y managers, because of what they believe, they would be more of a facilitator manager. So the leadership style you'd see here would be more democratic or laissez-faire. The question that I always get is, what is the best type of leadership styles? And both are good in certain circumstances. But McGregor did say that he recommended that Theory Y was probably better because of the quality of work, because of the greater willingness and motivation that he could see from staff, and because it led to better industrial relations between the employees and the employers. Because basically what you're having is Theory X are controllers. They're the managers that control. Where Theory Y are the facilitator managers, where the staff have a lot more freedom. One thing that you must do when you're answering this question is, when you're asked about like a management skill, make sure you make reference to the theories of motivation. Okay, so when you're asked about a certain asked about motivation as a management skill, make sure you refer to the different theories. And we've just looked at 2 theories. That's all you actually need for the business leaving cert. Okay, so that's all you need to do. Okay, so that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something from it, or if you found it quite useful, could you maybe leave me some feedback and let me know? I really appreciate that. And can you also subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can also find more videos on my website examvision.ie. Thanks guys.